What's going on, y'all? It's me, Gospel Lee, and welcome to another edition of the Backpack Blog. This episode takes place September 12th, 2014. It was a Friday at Chandler First Assembly. I really feel like if I could sum up the experience in one phrase, it would definitely be back to school. The entire show was just a giant learning experience. I learned so many different things, like a college course. I literally felt like I was in school because I was learning so much. The first thing that I learned is I'm definitely more rusty than I thought. The last show that I did, I believe, was at Whitewater Bay in Oklahoma City, but that was over a month ago. Hadn't rapped, hadn't practiced, hadn't freestyled, hadn't gone over any of the songs. There was a lot more rust that needed to be shaken off than I even knew. I also learned that there were a lot of different areas where I can do better. I'm doing okay in these areas, but they can just be polished up and they can be a little bit more excellent. I learned that for me, doing shows is like working out. It's real cool and shows come easier to you and you feel more comfortable when you're doing shows on a regular basis, like working out. But if you walk away from the gym for like a month or 6 weeks and you come back in, that first workout is gonna really get you. And that's kind of what this show was for me. Coming in, not doing a show for 6 weeks, like that first show, this would be the first show back, really worked into me. I really felt it. I also learned that autopilot doesn't exist. Autopilot is not an option. It just doesn't exist. One thing that I learned that I really took away from this whole thing is that even though there was a lot of rust and it was a lot of learning moments, that God could still use me in the middle of all of my rustiness to make a difference. Another thing that I thought was really awesome was I was making this newsletter. You should totally sign up for the newsletter because it'll keep you up to date with what's going on with me, new songs, new merch, everything else that you would need to know, and you'll be the first to know, and plus you get new music. Sign up for the newsletter! I was on the fence about putting my show in there, but I was like, why not? It's going out to all these people. Maybe somebody will show up and they'll see the information in the newsletter and they'll show up, so you don't have anything to lose. Just put it in there. Lo and behold, I saw somebody that I had never seen at a show before, and his name was Trevor. Turns out he got my latest newsletter. His name still is Trevor. Saw that there was a show. He lived in Chandler. It was down the street from his house, and he showed up. So that was really cool. Shout out to Trevor for showing up. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming, and thanks for reading my newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter! But all in all, I'm super thankful for shows that humble you, shows that make you better, shows that you can learn from. I'm always a big advocate of, learning as much as you can at every single show, whether you're in front of the mic or not. I'm always a big advocate for learning. The lesson is preparation is key. No matter how good you are at something, no matter how gifted you are at something, preparation, practice, repetition is key. So I was grateful that I could have this learning experience and also, but not sacrifice the integrity of the show. Everybody that came out loved it. Everybody was just saying, what a good job that, myself and DJ McNutty did, and how much fun they had and how they really enjoyed themselves. If you're going to be an artist, if you want to do this thing for real, you've got to practice. Practice. Beatles practice 8 hours a day for 6 days a week. Practice. James Brown practice all the time. Practice. If you want to get good, if you want to do this thing excellent, put the time in it. Practice. It's not enough to be gifted anymore. That's the whole thing. Practice.